How's it going? My name is George. I can't wait to show you a little bit about CauseWriter.ai. And we have a bunch of free tools, but actually what we really enjoy doing is custom building these tools for great organizations that want to put more good words into the world. We're generating about 750,000 words a day, processing in and out. We care about security quite a bit. We operate under the service level agreements directly through the API agreements with all of the folks we work through. The APIs we use from ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, Tavily, and Grok, where all of those are protected under those agreements. And plus we delete all of our chats every single quarter. And inside of this, what we like, well, I'll just show you. Who am I? If you just ask any GPT, who are you, it will basically look into its context and say like, all right, what do I know about this person? In this case, this GPT knows a bit about me. There's a number of different prompts and levels of information that exist for it. One, it can be pulling from a vector database where it will have more info about my bio inside of it. It'll also have core prompt brand tone descriptions that are a priority 1 level of prompt context for the GPT that we're using. This one is using actually OpenAI's GPT-5, which is running a little slow right now, but we have favored intelligence over speed for most of our GPTs. And we love building all of these different custom GPTs with the right tools. We also have a suite of agentic tools that come with it, like crawling a web page or looking up emails, things like that. Here we go. Who am I? Tech founder for good, turns clicks into change, short bio. Yep, that looks like me. So it has a bunch of stats also, like proof points about my organization Whole Whale, which it's tuned to, because literally I use this constantly. Let's see. Look up CauseWriter information. I should have thought about what I wanted to search. Anyway, this search actually is going to do 2 separate GPT calls, one to Tavily, one to Perplexity, come back, merge them together, and then analyze the answer. And I like using this for maybe searching about key information about a cause, a fact, or things like that. So I found 6 sources, CauseWriter, a bunch of primary sources. Oh, our petition GPT, that's one of our things. It gives me a confidence score, which we try to include quite a bit, say like moderate confidence, because it has limited places. Also littered throughout here are citations. So you can actually click and go to the actual citations of this. Ooh, we have a third party there. Ooh, AI Tech Suite, tools, CauseWriter, love it. And go from there. Great. So when I press clear on this, this chat is gone. We don't believe in saving the history. Once the purpose is done, it is done. I can go into some of these other GPTs that are custom built for Whole Whale in this case, go through, and inside of this, here's a LinkedIn, and I say, create a post for CauseWriter that targets CEOs. In this case, I'm using the Claude model Opus 4.1. We're constantly updating to find the best possible models. All right, here's the hidden cost of bad nonprofit copy, why your mission matters. It gives me this LinkedIn post, great. What's also fun is like, we've taught it to also pick out different folks that you should tag. So these are like tiny things that, yeah, sure, you could ask the follow-up, but we're trying to do more in each one of these prompts. Inside of here, let's just say, let's see if this works. I want to try to find gatesfoundation.org. I don't even know if I think that's the URL. All right. So what this did is actually use a separate agent to go find the email structure of folks at the Gates Foundation. So it looks like they are running a first dot last name. Great. Can you create me a quick email pitch for Susan to send them that? And this is technically publicly available information, so you could have found this by looking on the interwebs, but we're just pulling it in. This is publicly available information that was posted somewhere at some point in some database, and it found that. So now it's going to write that out for me. Okay, so technically I probably should have stayed within the LinkedIn context, but I'm just showing you how you can extend it. We also have the ability to create different images, and here we're using an image prompt generator. So create a picture of a whale, and inside of here it's actually using our brand imagery for our brand guidelines colors for what it will, I can copy and paste and create an image of. Also inside of here, this is just an example. Here's a gnome and a Ferrari, but I uploaded it and I said, turn this into a watercolor, and it turned it into a watercolor. So you can do that type of basic image editing. Look, Canva is phenomenal at this kind of thing, but sometimes you just want something quick. And inside of here, you have access to every major model that we think is worthy of being in here: Gemini, Grok, Perplexity, Claude, GPT-5, and OpenAI O3. And we're constantly updating things. So we have training videos because we want the organization to understand how to use it. And we are constantly updating with new pushes and tools. I want to take a step back and say, like, actually, what we're really doing is making sure we plant things the right way. And even if you had the same seed, well, actually, I'm just going to walk around and show you something that maybe explains what CauseWriter really is behind the scenes a bit better. All right, here we go. Got my sunflower here. It was planted with same seeds as I'm about to show you, but I got to go walk through my little garage here, get out to the point that I want to get you, because we took the same seed, but we planted it a different way. And specifically, we planted it with more resources. We gave it more context. We got a very different result. So here's a seed that I planted here. And behind me, just for scale, there is another sunflower that is currently climbing up the side of our house here. There we go. It is officially taller than me, which is not a huge task, but what is the difference of this is interesting, because this sunflower had the same gigantic mammoth heirloom seed, but the difference was we put it in a bigger pot. And that's just a bigger pot, better soil, better watering, better maintenance, better care, better sun. All of those things matter quite a bit. And in this metaphor, it is essentially what we are trying to do with CauseWriter. We all have access to essentially those seeds, right? Those seeds are what these models are. We all have access to the basic models that do this sort of thing. What we don't necessarily have is that type of context engineering, the better soil, the better light, the way that we maintain those models and point them to the best things possible. And so that's essentially what we're doing. And the results, I think, are really important to note, that like you go from something that is like 5 inches to like 7-8 feet over there. And when you're able to give that type of context and care to these very powerful tools, you get asymmetric results. And that's what we hope to build with CauseWriter. But the real magic happens, frankly, when we are able to curate your sun, soil, nutrients, and watering for context about your organization to grow the best possible sunflower. So there you go. And coming back to this is hopefully giving you an idea of what these tools do. In this confidence score, this is just a funny way of showing you here, what is the capital of New York? It was pretty sure, gave me a confidence of 100% on the fact that the capital of New York is Albany. Huzzah to that. Also, just a note, we are carbon neutral as far as we can measure and tell, to make sure that the 750,000 words a day and growing is bought with carbon offsets as best we can. We do care about it, though we believe still in using these tools to put more good words in the world. This will also provide a shared login for everyone at your organization with a unique chat history just for the chats, and when you press clear, it is gone. So I'm going to currently get rid of this. Now it's gone, queued for deletion at the end of the quarter. All right, I hope this gave you a bit of an idea of what CauseWriter is and can do for your organization. Again, the magic only happens when we've been able to train and build all of these things for your organization with your brand, tone, and voice inside of it.